Hey team, it's day 60. I hope you guys are doing great. Let's jump into the 6 goals, but also I want to talk about something that I think you have all done for me, but I've never talked about it for you. So the biggest thing I want to talk about tonight is, what is an accountability partner and do I need one? Now, you've all heard of it. Yeah, I know what an accountability partner, but I think sometimes we tend to pick people that we know maybe aren't going to hold us accountable so much. So let's get into that after we get through the 6 goals. So day 60, 215.8, lifting heavy, hanging on that 215. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be at like 214. I don't know about that 1.8 overnight. So what I've started to see is myself slowly getting behind, I believe, that 2-pound average. So I'm not going to get worried though, because I've started lifting heavy. I was at 215 like 3 days ago, I believe, and I've seen that kind of that flex back up and now it's coming back down. I think it's just my body getting used to it, my muscles repairing, and then eventually it'll flush because I'll eventually get used to it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days. So 2,090 calories. One thing that we have to also remember is with the rule of 10, if you just basically take your 215, well, 0.8, 2158 is where I probably should be eating or below. So 2,090, that's a good thing. I need to start sitting towards the lower end of that consistently over time. 132 ounces of water, 7 ounces of sleep, which is funny. I always lose weight when I get sleep. 55 minutes of activity and only 167 grams of protein. So the big thing was yesterday, what was it? I think for dinner, I had some ribs because I love ribs. And what I thought was more or less fatty ribs were actually really fatty. When I ended up looking them up after weighing them and being really true to myself, I'm like, ooh, goodness. I just took in 100, over the course of the day, I was like 132 grams of fat, which is not what I normally do. I try to stay around that between 60 to 80, just because I want my calories for carbohydrate and a lot for protein. So that's where I went wrong. I wasn't going to eat extra because I was already at 2090. You know what? I'm doing better today. So what is accountability partner and do I need one? And so I'm going to put the red and blue down. And if you are following along and you are doing this, hey, we're in the final stretch. We got 31 days and we're going. So get there. It's a little over 4 weeks. Push to the end. Whatever your goal might have been, push to the end. Remember that 2 pounds a week was aggressive. So you know what? I say on average, a pound a week should be pretty good, but keep pushing to the end. You can do this. You can really do this. So what is accountability partner? Well, first of all, accountability at the easiest form calls you out. Calls you out and likes it. And likes it. Now, I don't necessarily mean that they like to, watch when you make mistakes or they watch out for you, but like I said, a true friend, a true accountability partner, somebody who's going to truly hold you accountable will actually call you out, but they'll also give you a little bit of your own medicine because you're probably like that with them. So what I say likes it is, they've probably gotten that same for you. If you have that relationship, they've gotten that same transparency on some of their goals. So just ensure that when you pick somebody, that's what an accountability partner is. They call you out. And they like it when they call you out. So, do I need one? Yes. Absolutely. Now, am I saying that you have to tell the world? No. And similar to me, posting my stuff every day, gosh, I got all of you as my accountability partners. That's like the ultimate accountability partner. But I still do have close people to me that remind me when I'm stepping off or I'm eating. Even my kids are, all will eat a chip or something like that. Hey, is that part of what you're doing? Because they see this, they see what I'm doing, they see how I live, and they don't want me to fail, or they don't want to call me out to make me feel bad. They're keeping to my accountability because I do the same for them. And sometimes, I've told you before, my approach isn't the best with them. So they like it when they have that chance to call dad out on the things that he's doing. So get somebody, and you absolutely need them, because the first people that we let down, like I said, activity, the reason I call it optional is because I know for a damn sure in the beginning, when you don't plan, activity is going to be first to go. Protein's always been optional. This just depends on how you want to eat. Protein helps me maintain my muscle mass. And like I said in the first or second video, 0.5 grams per pound of body weight is probably enough for most people. But like activities goes, eating goes, sometimes people just focus on calorie, but we let ourselves down. So that's why the calorie tracker is another form of accountability, doing something daily and looking at it. But to change habits, to truly change habits, you need an accountability partner, and you also need to make, if you break it, kind of like some sort of consequence. For instance, if you don't track your calories in a day, and you got to send them to your accountability partner. Screenshot, boom, send it off to them. If you don't track it, maybe you owe them $1 or $2 or $3 or your kids. Something like that to make sure that you keep on your habits. This is not easy. My body tells me, go eat the whole bag of Oreos. Go eat the zebra cakes. I've shown you guys what is sitting over in the demon pantry is crazy stuff that I love to eat, but it's supposed to be limited. Those are supposed to be limited. And you know what? And honestly, we talked about inflammation yesterday. When I actually eat a zebra cake, a bunch of Oreos with some heavy whipping cream, Nilla wafers, like let me go on and on, Oreo blizzards, let me go on and on. Like I'll literally wake up the next day and I'll be swollen. Like you want to talk inflammation, that's when you can actually feel it. When you eat good and you're eating your vegetables and your meats and your whole foods, that ingredients lists are meat, chicken, salmon, the ingredients aren't high. Broccoli, asparagus, you're throwing a little bit of butter, toss it with a little bit of olive oil. When you start eating those foods that don't have preservatives, don't have artificial flavoring, and are just true whole foods, when you get off that beaten path, and you can, like we have cheat meals and stuff, it's not bad for your body to get reprogrammed every once in a while and go a little crazy, as long as you don't make a habit, but you can actually feel it. So I encourage you, as you get the accountability partner and you figure out a way to come to an agreement with that accountability partner on, hey, here's what I want to do. And sometimes you can pick out two people, because then what happens is as you start to hit it, they start to see what you're doing, and then they're like, hey, I want to do this. And then they'll probably say, hey, how do I do this? Can you train me? And then you can be the expert and help them out with this. But you absolutely need it. And an accountability partner calls you out and likes it. So what other things, I got some more colors in my pocket. Just dropped that one, sorry. I got some more colors in my pocket that I wanted to talk about. So make the habit. So that one doesn't work. Okay, we'll throw that one on the ground. So the last thing we talked about was make the habit stick. And that is through partnership. Oh, I'll use another color. And that's through partnership. We just talked about that. AP stands for accountability partner. Hope you picked that one up. I just thought of that right now. I'm just kidding. So what is an accountability partner? We talked about it. Do you need one? Absolutely. How do you use them, or how do you ask them to serve you? So in the future, you could probably serve them or serve others as you get asked to be an accountability partner. You got to make the habit stick. So in this case, with weight loss, it is, hey, we're going to track our calories, right? Boom. Okay. If you see me eating my Oreo blizzard, like call me out. If you, however you want to do it, maybe you got to put $1. Maybe you got to give them $1. Maybe you got to send them $5 and Venmo me. If you don't send, if they're not in the house with you, but if you don't send me a copy of your calories every day for over the course, I would say 90 days, but even if you make it a habit after 90, if you quit doing it after 90 days, you'll regress. Our bodies have sat in a certain way for so long. Like my body's been in home, my body hasn't seen 206 for over 20 years. 20 years. Gosh, I'm dating myself. Actually 5 years, I graduated college 5 years, no. But like 20 years, it's been roughly, a little less. But at the same time, like when you sit above that weight for so long and now you're trying to get down to that weight because you used to lift heavy and do all your kind of stuff, like your body's like, no, your old body's like, no, eat the blizzard. We want that, we need that. Our fat cells are screaming, your endocannabinoid system saying, come on, feed me, feed me, feed me. We'll talk about the endocannabinoid system later, but have your accountability partner, put some money on the table, even if it's $1. If I don't send you my stuff, it's $1. If you catch me eating this, it's $1. You got Venmo. We got electronic payments now. It's super easy. Oh, I don't got any cash. Yeah, you do. You got Venmo. You can send it over, especially if it's your kids. They'll be ninjas, man. They will like literally snipe you out and probably try to like tempt you to eat that stuff so you can pay them. So I don't know that I would choose my children necessarily as the accountability partners, even though they're great, wonderful, love them more than anything. Kids, I would choose somebody that eventually probably wants to keep you accountable and truly has your best interest at heart, and also likes to keep you accountable. Find that person, you have one. If you don't, call me. I'll have you pay me $5 if you don't send me your stuff every night. Easy. Or $1, 50 cents. I don't care what it is. I got Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. I can come up with all sorts of electronic ways to give me money if you guys aren't being accountable. So find somebody, and that would be the way that I would do it, or you can come to it in a different agreement. But that's what the accountability partner does. They make your habits stick by partnering with them through some sort of reward / discipline system based on what you do. And that's that. So if you have any questions, let me know. As always, thank you for your support. I greatly appreciate it. We're on day 60, 31 days to go, and I'm going to be pushing hard, but I am trying my best. Actually, I shouldn't say trying. I'm not trying. I am doing my best to ensure that I don't go crazy and start doing like 2 hours of cardio and things of that nature. I'm really doing this as a proof of concept to see that 2 pounds of weight loss and what I did here. In the end, we're gonna run through it all of the average calories per week. What were my main foods? We're gonna run through all of that stuff, and as I give you a recap, and if I'm at the 206, or if I'm below the 206, or if I haven't quite hit the 206, you will know kind of exactly where it went, and then my commentary around, hey, what do we do as we make tweaks and go into the future? So I appreciate your support. Please leave comments. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. And as always, I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thanks again.